Let us now enter into the awesome part of Ruby programming. So, as we have discussed, Ruby is a pure object-oriented programming language. So, everything is treated as an object in the Ruby. So, in the real time, we can say object as a person, pen, mobile phone, cell phone, everything is an object. So, object-oriented programming replicates the real-life scenarios. So these are some of the important topics, building blocks of any object-oriented programming. So classes, objects, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulations, abstractions, and interfaces. We'll be seeing them one by one with the example programs to understand them better. So what is a class? So class is a group of data types and functions. So class is just a template. So class is a blueprint of object. Class is user defined data types with data and functions. So what is a class? So class is a group of data types and functions, but it is just a template. Like in real time scenarios, consider there is a builder. Suppose he is building 100 apartments. So what he do? First he will create a template, like how many doors should apartment have, what is the design of the apartment, where should the bathroom lies, bedroom lies, and in which direction should be the kitchen. So he will be creating a template. So once the template is finished, he will be starting creating the real objects, which are apartments. So class is just a template. So object is the instance of the class. So once we create the blueprint, we will be starting creating our objects. So object is instance of class. We can create any number of objects using class. Through objects, we access the data and functions of the class. So in class, what we do, we will declare the data types and we will write some of the methods or functions. So to access these data types and the functions, so data types are also called as attributes. So to access the attributes of the class, we should have to first create the object of that class. After creating the object of the class, we can access the attributes of the class. So this will be understood when we go into the example. For now, try to replicate the real-time scenarios. So once we have created the blueprint of the apartment, we are ready to create any number of objects which are apartments. So inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance is a concept where we create a class using another class. So once inherited, we will have all the properties of superclass inside the inherited class. So base class or superclass. So the class from where we are inheriting is called base class or superclass. The class which we inherited is called a derived class or subclass. So what is inheritance? Once the template, in our example, let us consider, once the template of the apartment is built, which is a class, we will be building any number of objects. Suppose the builder has finished creating the 100 apartments. Now he is going to the another location and trying to create one more 100 apartments. So what he will do? He will, instead of making another template, he will just copy the template and make some changes in that class. Means he is copying the template of the apartment which he made earlier. He is making the changes in that template and creating another class. Instead of again writing all the functions in the Ruby programming, we will be just inheriting the class, so that all the properties of the classes are inherited. So that this is the concept of inheritance. This we will be also looking with the example program to understand the concept better. For now, just try to understand the basic concept. So polymorphism means many forms. Same functions can be used to perform differently. So polymorphism also we will be looking. For example, poly means many, morphism means forms. It is a geek word. Like we will be having only one method in the superclass and the subclass, but we will be having different properties. Suppose there is a method in our example. Let us imagine there is a method called like kitchen. Kitchen has some functions. So in the apartments first he has built has different functionality. So now he is building for a luxury apartments. So he will be changing the properties of the function. This will be understood clearly when we go into the example programs. Encapsulations, packing of data and functions into one group is called encapsulations. Though in our example, class is an encapsulation product. So data hiding is the main feature. So abstraction is hiding the irrelevant data is achieved through abstraction, showing only the required data and functions. So in some cases we need not required to change the data, or we need not have to call some functions. So those functions will be made as abstract and the user cannot access the data, so that are hidden from the user. So interfaces are nothing but they are also like abstract classes, but the only changes is abstract interfaces cannot have objects but can be inherited. So this we'll be seeing later. So these are all the main topics of any object oriented programming. We will be seeing one by one. Until then, once again go through this class and understand the terminology. This section or this lecture or this video is only to make you comfortable with the terminology of object oriented programming. So once again you go through this before proceeding. Meet you in the next video.